Okay, well, to start off my first, my first classes thing, my least favorite class out of all of them would probably have to be the spy. I have good reasons to hate the spy. I'm sure everyone does. I mean, if you play sniper as much as, well, as you play sniper as much as a noob who just got TF2 does, because that's all he freaking knows how to do, well, you'll pretty much understand my cause. The main problem with this is, though, spies do have their weaknesses, they do have their pros. Sure, they have a good knife, that, especially because I have a spy school, so I turn people into freezing friggin' cubes. And not to mention the fact that they can get overpowered revolvers and a watch that makes them invisible. Now, I've only recently started getting good at this class, but it's at the bottom of my list mostly because I never really liked it. And when I played sniper, it normally ruined my day by killing me. Or, heck, you could even say some guy was just trolling by no-clipping and knifing me through a freaking wall. But seeing as though Valve has managed to fix that, okay, well, not really, but seeing as though Valve has done something to do against that, I'm starting to like this class a little more as I go on. I have not found a good use for me for it. The other people love it, but for some reason I just can't get a hold of the fact that it's not that easy of a class to play. Also, if you're actually watching the freaking gameplay, for a second there in the beginning, I thought I was actually on blue team and I was a red spy. It didn't really work. But, another thing, the reason the music changed is because the other song I had wasn't long enough. There's not much I have to say about it, but the reason the spy's at last is just because I'm not good with him. Sure, I'm getting better. Sure, I'm probably gonna make a revised list like a year from now. Also, if you're still watching the gameplay, I'm cloaked from my own team. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I don't really have much to say here, but it's just the fact that, I'm not good at spy. At number 8 on our countdown, we have the Demo Man. Again, since it's my list, if you don't like it, well, boo frickin' who. I don't really like the Demo Man for specific reasons, but I could have other reasons. The main reason I don't like him is because, well, it's just not hard to use. See, I'm being an idiot. Just because I'm thinking about the Demo Man. He makes me derp out every time I play him, and I can't get the timing right on anything I use. The only thing I'm good with was a friggin' sticky bomb launcher, and my vintage Scottish resistance doesn't really help that. Not to mention the fact that most people do go ahead and use him as an offensive class. At number 7 on our list, we have the Medic. I don't really have much to say here, because all he does is go around healing people, but since I have a lot amount of footage of one freaking life of this, it's kind of nice because he has a gun that freaking heals people. Not to mention he charges up an invulnerability usage thing. Let's just call it Uber Charge. That's what it's called. Another thing, he has a syringe gun. In real life, I could imagine taking a syringe to the head. It would really only hurt if it was already used. I'm sure that's... listen to me, Valve. Make a freaking used syringe gun. But that will give you, will make your teammates able to get mini crits and make your enemies poison to death. Really, that's all I have to say, but, I just don't like him, considering it's not that fun just running around healing people. I like to get the kills and the headshots and, well, I think you guys know exactly what I mean. Also, since this isn't scripted, I want to say I have no idea when this footage will end, because I'm recording over a past video. The recording's probably going to be very quiet, but since it's about as long as the video, and the first 20 seconds was just a friggin' intro, well, yeah, it seems I'm off topic. What's cool, like I said, you can make people invulnerable as Medic. Problem is, most of the people you friggin' invuln are friggin' stupid, and they don't know what they're doing. They just stand there and act like they know what they're doing. Well, that's kind of all I have to say. I died, so next clip. Okay, at number 6 we have the Scout. The reason the Scout is so far back is mostly because I don't really like the hit and run strategy. I don't really like walking up to somebody, smacking them in the face and running away just so they can regain their health. Personally, people will see this as a common flaw in his thing, but you can't have somebody who's so fast and so light, be able to freaking deal out damage like the heavy. It just wouldn't be fair. I mean, could you imagine if, let's say, heavies could run this fast? Sure, their health would be low, but they'd still be considered tanks for how fast they go, for how much damage they can deal per second. Also, I have to admit though, another reason I don't like them, and this is purely because of me, I don't really like people from Boston. I'm a Yankees fan, and I always will be. In fact, my name is Yankee27, but it's spelled the way Russian people spell it, because they don't know how to spell Russian, apparently. Or they don't... Yeah. Well, obviously, I don't know what to say. What's funny is, usually when I'm recording stuff, and I know I'm recording for a thing, since I'm too lazy to make, like, different clips on different maps, I just record the entire game, but I skip the part where it's saying prepare to respawn or bullcrap like that. Well, anyways, the only thing I really have to say is just, you know, he's a guy from Boston with a baseball bat. Hopefully he doesn't like the Red Sox. Okay, enough with the stupid jokes. I'm just gonna get over that. Since I have a trigger finger for a lot of stuff, it's for a gun like that, it's easy. Next, we have the Soldier. He's an all-around great class play. He has a rocket launcher and a shotgun, not to mention a friggin' shovel, if you have that. So, like every class, he has his secondary. A lot of classes' secondaries are shotguns, except for the Scout, because, well, that's his primary, and I don't even know what the friggin' medic's thing's called. Not the syringe gun, that's not what I use. But, you know, his secondary's decent, not to mention I'm using it on Pyro, so you can tell what friggin' update this is past. Another thing you can tell is that, I'm actually rocket jumping in this. I usually don't. The music also, again, changes because I didn't time stuff. What I like is the fact that he can shoot friggin' rockets, which I don't like Demo Man because you have time stuff. The problem is, that's why I like the Soldier, because you have to time things. You have to be precise and think about the way you would. So, you know, he's an all-around good class. Rocket launcher that you have to time, which, if you plays him a lot, you'll probably be ready for Demo Man. And if you plays him a lot, you'll probably be ready for Demo Man and something else. Another thing I'd like to say would have to be that he could be a little faster. I hope Valve makes it so, like, you know how the equalizer, lower your health, the faster you run? I want it, the more kills you have, the faster you run. Like, 5 kills is like 5% more speed. As no, it wouldn't do much health, but it might. Next, we have the NG, which, as soon as I walk out, I fail. I just want to point that out and how freaking stupid that is. The NG is this. People are like, oh, why is he up here on the list? How come you didn't have him switch with, let's say, the Soldier? Well, he gets a gun you can upgrade. It's basically like playing Pokemon, but with guns. That's gonna sound really stupid, but we have to deal with that. Even though he is probably one of the least fun classes to play, unless you freaking Wrangler Pro, all he really does is build weapons, build dispensers that dispense health and ammo to your teammates, build teleporters that throw you around the map. Oh yes, and did I mention he can make a gun that shoots frickin' rockets just by hitting it. Well, that's all I have to say. Next, as you can see, is heavy, and this is so off time. But for the heavy, you know, giant gun, he takes this position on the list because, yes, he is Russian. And I have to admit, I do like Russians. And that was not a dirty joke, so don't even frickin' take it like that. He gets an epic frickin' gun. He has a crap load of health. And he's slow as crap. He is the definition of a tank. Well, tank with a machine gun. Not to mention he's in love with his guns, and he looks awesome in almost every hat he wears. Thank God the spiral salad doesn't go for heavy. Usually people just sit there and camp. Also, with heavies, it's a defensive class, but it's used as an offensive class. Most people have heavies capturing the intelligence and medics ubercharging them to make them invulnerable on the enemy lines. Even though it is a defensive class, it's still amazing how offensive this heavy can be used as. He's a good variant, and almost any player can use him. If you're a player that can't use a heavy, well, you probably don't like snipers. That's all I really have to say. People are gonna be really mad about this, but it's my freaking list. You do not have the right to complain. Next is a sniper. The sniper takes second because, well, you know, everybody likes the sniper. That's the only thing they really know how to do when they start. Problem is, all these noobs out there, the only thing they know how to do is snipe, but they don't. Not to mention with the update where they put the machina in, it's like having the freaking Halo sniper rifle in the palm of your hands as another cartoony character. No offense, Master Chief, but I think we got you beat. Also, not to mention his insane set of classes and the perfect sniper duel set, the Sydney Sleeper, that makes you invulnerable to headshots, seems to be perfect for me. No matter what I do, I seem to like the sniper since the beginning of the game, but then again, when I was a noob, I played sniper even when I sucked at it. It took me a while to transform into the other classes I play as, and, you know, the #1 class, but that will take a while. Also, for some reason, you cannot die by headshots with Sydney Sleeper, but you can get down to 1 HP, which makes you very vulnerable to body shots. Oh, you have to think about it, because if you don't, the sniper will seem as an awkward class. You have to understand all he does is snipe people. You can't use him as an offensive unless you're freaking Huntsman Pro, like some people I know. And, well, personally, I can't hit a target unless it's not moving. So, me being able to get the 3 kill streak I have right now in whatever video I have playing, it's really surprising. I don't know if it's just the fact that I knew I was recording and everyone else did. I don't know if they're letting me win or what. Okay, at #1, we have my friggin' favorite class of all friggin' time, the Pyro. Since this is my favorites in order, you don't have the right to complain. It is mine, and mine alone. If you're gonna whine and complain about it, then you can shut up and make your freaking own. Pyro's at the top because, well, he gets a flamethrower, and I always have had an awkward desire to set things on fire. Well, set things that shoot back at me on fire. I also like him because he's very mysterious and, well, again, fire. But that's not the point. All I have to say is, I really like setting things on fire. It adds a whole new aspect of gameplay, and he's the most fun class to play. Who wouldn't want to set their enemies on fire? It's just amazing. Well, seeing as though you guys are gonna hate me for that, give me your top in the comments, but don't whine about mine. This is Yankee27. Good night, goodbye, and good hunting. Damn.